Hi, this is Trifina, and welcome to Healing with Hope and Encouragement, where I take a little bit of my recovery process, my recovery period, and I share it with you and I give some encouragement. So, watch till the end. And if you like, don't forget to subscribe to this channel or share it with someone you know need the encouragement, or share it with a family member. So, I am in an excuse less mode. So you might see this gray t-shirt all the time. It's because it's saying excuse less. And those are some excuses. I'm afraid, I'm tired, I'm busy, I'm not enough. And they're all crossed out because excuseless. So I did that series last year with the Oakwood University Church. There's an entire book on it, and it's just breaking away from some of the lame excuses that you have or we have sometimes prevent us from doing the things that we know will change lives and make a difference and will be even healing for us and to our families and our friends. And stop being excuseless. That's pretty much in a nutshell what it's saying. So I'm in that phase now where having just a little boost and trying not to make an excuse. So today I wanted to share with you waiting to see beauty again, trusting the process of healing. So waiting is hard, difficult. Whether it's waiting for healing, waiting for joy, you may be waiting just to feel like yourself again. And it can feel like forever, especially to someone as impatient as I am. During stroke recovery and the rehabilitation process, I had to wait for quite a number of things. I had to wait to see how long the process was going to take. I had the struggle of not seeing immediate results. When could I use my left hand again? When was my left leg going to make the first movement? I'm still waiting to run, y'all. Yeah, but I'm still waiting, waiting to see what's gonna happen next. When am I gonna pour a glass of water with this hand? When is food going to stop dropping from my hand, falling from my hand into my clothes? Just wait it. When am I going to be able to be independent? But don't we have to wait all the time? If you have a stop sign, you have to wait. Otherwise, you know what's going to happen. Everything takes a process. Healing is probably like farming. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes preparation. A farmer doesn't just see his crops grow overnight. Even if you're not a farmer but a gardener, like you have a little flower garden or you may have a little vegetable garden outside, you'll know that it doesn't just happen overnight, right? They plant seeds, the farmers plant seeds, they water them, they trust the process that after months, sometimes weeks of watering, they just trust the process. Some of these processes takes weeks, sometimes months, and even years, right? Sometimes you're planting and it takes a while before you even see a bud. I'll show you pictures right here. There's a tree in the back of my yard and it was so tiny and then it just grew over time. You don't even notice, but it took time. It took water, right? And then it's now a larger tree. But in rehabilitation, it's the same thing with your body. You have to plant the seed, which is do the work, and wait for the process. I know it can be daunting and takes a while. And sometimes you have people, even in rehab, with regards to drug or anything else, and they relapse or fall behind. Or I know there's a manager at the rehab that told me that she had a stroke and she couldn't wait and she fell and broke her shoulder and her hip. So now that added to the stroke. Can you imagine how long that process took? But because she didn't wait. So it's important that we realize that even though we're waiting to see beauty again, it takes a process It takes time. So if the farmer plants, he will not see that grow overnight. What he has to do is plant the seed. So in physical therapy, you planted an occupational therapy, in rehab in general, I planted the seed by doing the exercises or doing the therapy I had to show up for my appointments, and I had to eat the necessary food to give me sustenance, and then I rested because you have to rest. And the physical therapy used to tell me, I know you're anxious, I know you want to do well, but you can't do these exercises every day. Sometimes you have to give your muscles a chance to recover and to rest. So these particular ones do every other day or do just twice a week. And so you do the work, you rest, and water the seed, which means staying consistent, even when the results are not immediate. Sometimes I couldn't see the change, but something was happening. And then trust. I had to trust that healing was happening, even when I did not see it. And that was one of the most difficult things for me to do. Continue doing it when you're not seeing it, the result. But I had to, and that's waiting for the growth. James 5 verse 7 to 8 says, be patient then, brothers and sisters, until the Lord's coming. See how the farmer waits for the land to yield its valuable crop, patiently waiting for the autumn and the spring rains. You too, be patient and stand firm, because the Lord's coming is near. There you have it. Well said. I don't need to add anything. Be patient, even in your healing. I must acknowledge the frustration of waiting, especially when it feels like nothing is changing. You wonder if you'll ever see process, if you'll ever see beautiful again. In my case, will I ever even walk again? And to make matters worse, I know people who have not walked again from something similar to what I had. So it makes you wonder, is this ever going to happen? I felt discouraged sometimes. I used to pour water from this hand, the left hand, so often, created a messy, wet myself up with that water or food, because they tell you have to use the hand. Try to use the hand. So even when I didn't want to use it, I still had to use it so that I could get stronger each time. And I felt like it's not happening. But I had to just be persistent. My phone felt like a ton in that hand, but I had to keep holding it over there because they said, use the hand, right? Waiting to pour that water that day when I poured and the water didn't splash all over the place. It was a Jubilee celebration. Okay. So to be able to stand on my own, walk on my own, but it took time. I remember when I went to occupational therapy and they gave me the exercise to stand from my wheelchair, and they had me at a cupboard and they started to tell me to stack things up and stack it down and stack it here and stack it over there. What? I didn't realize I could do that. The excitement, the elation. I was beside myself. I was stacking away. I was doing it. I found out I could do it. Guess what? I came home to do daily. Oh, now I'm getting stuff to cook. I know I can go in that cupboard now. I just know how to position my wheelchair in case I fall back. I can't stay up very long because my endurance was poor and my walking was just not there yet. But I know now I can use the counter to push myself up, and I can go up in those cupboards. I was up in those cupboards, but I did not know that in the meanwhile, I was strengthening my muscles, right? Both in my core and my extremities. So keep doing the work, because suddenly one day you will see the fruits of your labor. Waiting doesn't mean doing nothing. It's an active season of preparation. And that's very profound, very important. Waiting doesn't mean stop. Waiting does not mean do nothing. It means keep preparing. You're actually active, but you're preparing. You're doing the things that are necessary for you to be successful. So, how do you wait well? Well, be expectant. Believe that the healing is happening as you recover, even when you don't feel it, even though when you don't see it. Prepare for growth. So just like the farmer gets the barn ready and his plowing, his reaping equipment ready before harvest, we should prepare for restoration, which is strengthening your faith, caring for your body, and keeping hope alive. I used to watch my grandmother and granddad as they farm, and it's so true. You wait a while for those crops to come, for those oranges to bear, but they're ready and they're getting bags that we're going to pack the stuff in for the market, and they keep watering. They just keep those, I would say, mundane activities that don't seem to be producing anything, but they keep those activities going. And when it's time for harvest, oh, they are ready. And so the next thing is, don't give up. Just because you don't see growth today doesn't mean it's not coming. I just kept doing my exercises even when I did not see the change, even also when I did not feel like doing it. I only saw the changes, to be honest, when I went back to physical therapy and occupational therapy and they gave me something harder. Then I know, oh, I accomplished something else. And so eventually you see the fruit of your labor. The encouragement today comes from James 5, verses 7 to 8. And it says, "The Lord is near. He sees our struggles and our patience." Also, in Galatians 6, verse 9, it says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." There you go. There you have it. Just like crops eventually grow, healing will come in due time. So healing takes time, but God is faithful. Be patient, stay expectant, and keep going. So you can share in the comment if you're waiting on something or you're recovering from something. What are you waiting for on your recovery journey? You can share with us. And how do you stay hopeful? Even in the waiting, God is working. If you like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you keep coming back, it's time to subscribe. Bye now.